Hi there, this is Teresa. Welcome back to the channel. If you're a current subscriber, welcome. If you are new, we're going to take a look if you are in a situation with somebody and you want to know what is blocking union for happening between the two of you. We're going to look at all signs Aries through Pisces. Feel free to check out your sun, moon, or rising placements. And if you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. If you want a live reading, I do have 15-minute and 30-minute live readings. There are limited spots, so send me an email to see if we can get a time that will work. My email address, my only email, is TimelessDivineTarot@gmail.com. Any other email is a scammer. So let's go ahead and start with Aries first. Aries, what is blocking union with you and your person? What is your energy? You're in the Two of Pentacles energy. Your person's energy is the Six of Swords. The energy between the two of you is the Sun. You may have an actual sun. Bottom of the deck is the King of Wands. So right now you're in the Two of Pentacles. You're going back and forth, trying to figure out, is this person juggling me? Why are they not making me a priority? Why are they not giving me what I truly want and desire? So let's clarify, why are you in the Two of Pentacles energy, Aries, when it comes to your person? Because you are indecisive a little bit here. This is a teeter-totter energy. Why is the Two of Pentacles in Aries' energy? You feel confused because your intuition may be telling you that this person's non-committal. They're not there to be there for a long time, but you could be in denial about it, and that could be why you're kind of playing this head over heart type thing. Your heart may want this person, but your head is telling you, or your intuition is telling you, that it's not working. Your person's energy is the Six of Swords. So it looks like your person is trying to get to a place of peace. They may be trying to move or transition away from the situation. So let's clarify, why are they in the Six of Swords energy? They're watching you struggle with this confusion, and they're playing dumb about as to why you're confused. They don't see why you're confused. They're acting like they don't know why you're confused, but secretly they're manipulating you. The energy between the two of you is the Sun. So you could have an actual child, or there is a need for wanting to be happy. You could want to be happy. They want to be happy. There's definitely an energy of inner happiness that needs to happen. Why is the Sun here between the two of you? You're both focusing on what makes you happy, not what makes your partner happy. Bottom of the deck is the King of Wands. So it looks like you're both confident that you want to focus on your own needs. Clarify that King of Wands. Looks like you're both in an energy of recognizing that maybe by focusing on your own needs, you really are single. Both of you are maybe not committed, clearly because you're wanting to know why this person is not giving you a higher level of commitment. And let's clarify one more card as to why is this person really not wanting to get union with Aries. They could say work is a problem. They could also feel like the situation just is not working. They could be playing dumb as to the work they need to do to get the situation to work, but they're not wanting to do that. They've made a lot of promises to you that they've not satisfied or fulfilled. Maybe they promised that they were going to help get the situation in a better situation, and it's just not. So let's see the likely outcome here. The Emperor, you're coming in your power, you're standing up, you're recognizing who you are. You are an Aries, and you see that this person's lying to you. You're very strong in your virtue of understanding they're definitely lying, and they might be even talking to other people. And look at this, you are definitely either married to this person and they're not coming back into a union. Maybe you live at a distance, or you do have a child, because now we've got the King and the Queen of Wands. So we have divine counterparts here. So you may be wanting union, and maybe you do have a child together. That is the connection that you two share. But it looks like you're coming in your power saying, you know what? I know this person's lying to me. I know they're talking to other people. That's why they're not giving me the union that I truly want and deserve. All right. Well, let's get you a card of advice. If you could please like, comment, share, and subscribe, I would appreciate it. All right. What is the lesson that Aries is supposed to be learning from this situation, this circumstance with this person? What is the lesson you're supposed to be mastering? Change direction. It says, Today's lesson, knowing that healing sometimes depends on the strength, the willingness, and the ability to change direction. Many people postpone doing so due to fear or laziness, and then they wonder why they're not happy and healthy. Your goal today is to make one solid, effective healing choice by the end of today that can change positive in your direction. So you're being asked to change direction and do less. All right, let's move on to Taurus. If you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. All right, Taurus, why are they not giving you union? What's going on with your person and you? What's blocking union between Taurus and the person that they are thinking about? Taurus. If you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. All right, Taurus. You're in the Temperance energy. You could be dealing with the Sagittarius. Your person's in the Queen of Wands energy, fire placement. The energy between the two of you is the Two of Wands in reverse. You may be living at a physical distance from each other. And the bottom of the deck is the Ten of Wands. So right now, Taurus, you're wanting to patiently wait for this person. You could have already been in a relationship hoping for reconciliation. It does look like you're wanting to heal or fix things and you're waiting for that to happen. So let's clarify here. Why are you in the Temperance energy when it comes to the situation with you and this person? You're taking time to cleanse and detoxify. You do recognize that something has triggered the blockage in this connection. Your person's in the Queen of Wands energy, so they're very confident with the choices and decisions they've made. They're obsessed with the idea of maybe having another opportunity elsewhere. Now, the energy between the two of you that's blocking union is there's a Two of Wands in reverse, clarifying at the bottom of the deck with that Ten of Wands. So it does look like there is a lack of movement because there's no accountability on where we're going with this. Your person is feeling a little bit ashamed, and they maybe have got advice from other people that they are obsessed with confidently moving on, but they haven't told you that. And that's the reason why union is being blocked, because they're actually thinking about trying another opportunity elsewhere. You're feeling triggered because your person's not really stepping up. They're not really giving you what you want. You might be getting advice from other people or asking other people what to do. What's going to be the likely outcome? Your person's really not wanting to take accountability if they don't see a future. That's what's blocking union. The Hierophant, the Wheel of Fortune, both major arcana, and the Nine of Cups. And I have the Sun at the bottom of the deck. You could have Leo placements or Taurus placements, Sagittarius placements also. So I see that you're learning that, you know what, this is the turning point. This person's not committing to me. They're not coming into union with me. And I'm feeling triggered by it. And because of that, I need to move forward and find my own happiness. And what's hidden at the bottom of the deck is the Sun and then the Chariot behind it. So it looks like you're going to go ahead and move forward and detox and cleanse from the situation and realize, because it's so triggering, whatever that trigger is, you're going to heal it. You're going to figure out what that is. You're going to be illuminated to why you feel triggered about this situation. All right, well, let's get one card of advice for Taurus. What is the best piece of advice? What is the guidance that you need to know, that you need to hear, that's going to serve your highest good, Taurus? What is your advice? Practice the art of transformation. It says, today's lesson is to acknowledge one situation in your life that's taking your power. Transform that situation into something positive and maintain that perspective as a spiritual discipline for the entire day. When your spirit slips into negativity, simply breathe and then pray your way back to an inner space of positive visualization. Your goal is to practice the art of transformation. So that is your advice. Gemini, if you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. If you could please like, comment, share, and subscribe, I'd appreciate it. All right, Gemini, what's blocking union with you and your person, Gemini? Gemini. All right, your energy is the Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups, double 10-10. Your person's energy is the Page of Swords. The energy between the two of you is the Nine of Wands. The bottom of the deck is the Fool. Okay, so you could have already been married to this person, lived with this person, have children with this person, have history with this person. You see this person as your happy person that's going to make you happy overall for the long term. So let's clarify, why are you in the 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups when it comes to this person you want union with? Why are you in the 10-10 energy? You truly believe that the two of you are going to reconcile. You truly believe that if you could just communicate with this person effectively, like send them a text message or send them a heartfelt message, that you could get this back on track. Your person's in the Page of Swords energy, so they're observing you. They're observing your behavior. They're observing what's happened in the situation. Why is your person in the Page of Swords energy? They're not taking action. They're observing you. They're pretending like they're not thinking about the situation, but they are actually potentially looking at the situation from a distance to try to determine if they think this could work again. This feels like reconciliation heavily. So you probably already have a history or a past with this person. The energy between the two of you is the 9 of Wands. Clarifying at the bottom of the deck is the Fool. And behind that is the Hangman. So it does look like there has been a fight, there's been a breakup, there's been something that has broke the connection apart, that has created some hurt and some disappointed energy between the two of you. Clarify the 9 of Wands. Okay, so you maybe had did something that you acted out of fear that caused the breakup between you and your person, or they did. And now there is a desire to come back, but you're both aware that in order to come back, there's still this kind of elephant in the room type energy, that there's this hurt, there's this disappointment of what happened in the past, and somebody feels victimized in the situation. It feels heavily like it's your person because they're the one observing you. So what's going to be the likely outcome here? Because this is what's blocking union, is this hurt and this pain, this wound that happened. What's the likely outcome? 7 of Wands, the Hermit, which is Virgo energy, and the 6 of Wands, and we've got the 3 of Cups. You know, right now it looks like your person is pushing away the idea of the two of you coming into union. They're still wanting peace, and they're not at a place of peace, and that's what's blocking union, is that the peace has been disrupted, and they're aware there's potential for reconciliation, but not in the current placement. All right, well, let's get you some advice. What is going to be the advice for Gemini? What is it you need to know? What do you need to hear that's going to serve your highest good for advice, Gemini? Practice visualization is your advice. It says, today's lesson is to visualize what you need to heal or create in your life. The image needs to fill all 7 chakras. So consciously place that picture into each of them. With your breath, animate those images, bring them to life, and fill your being. Your goal is to practice and believe in the power of visualization. Being able to visualize what you want to happen. That 10-10 is what you need to visualize all the way through all your chakras to be able to try to get what it is that you are desiring. Cancer. If you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. All right, Cancer. What's blocking union with you and your person? If you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website. If you could please like, comment, share, and subscribe, I would appreciate it. Cancer. What's blocking union with Cancer and their person? Your energy is the 6 of Cups. Your person's energy is the Tower. The energy between the two of you is the 4 of Cups. Clarifying the bottom of the deck is the Ace of Swords in reverse. So you're in the 6 of Cups energy. You're very nostalgic. You love this person. You have unconditional love. You may have history with this person. You may have children with this person or a child. And you are feeling emotional about wanting to give to this connection. Why is the 6 of Cups in your energy? You could be somebody who's a little bit moody, and you know you're moody. You may have mood swings, and you have some regrets over something you maybe said or did that created the mood of disruption in this connection. Because your person's in the Tower moment. Something took them by surprise that they didn't expect. Clarify the Tower. It's almost like the rug's been ripped out from underneath the foundation. This person was very tunnel vision on something that you said maybe during a mood swing. They took the opportunity to dispose of the connection. They're sorry for doing that, but now because of that, what's blocking union is they're checked out emotionally because of what you said. They're just not certain what you said wasn't true. And that's what's blocking union. Clarify the Four of Cups. Why is the Four of Cups here? You maybe, because of your mood swings, you maybe feel like your life is falling apart in that moment. You wanted your partner to support, your partner didn't support you, and you were maybe wrong for saying certain things that maybe you said to them in the heat of the moment. Now, because of that, this person doesn't know with what you said, really, did you mean what you said? You said something that maybe was very disruptive, very hurtful. Clarify that Ace of Swords in reverse. You maybe said to them, you know what, maybe I'll just go find somebody else. I'll find somebody who wants to support me, who wants to be there for me, who wants to act like they care. And now this person is wondering, are you really trying to do that? All right, what's going to be the likely outcome here with Cancer in their person? What is the likely outcome? Because this person's uncertain. That's what's blocking union here. Two of Swords, Wheel of Fortune, Knight of Swords. Bottom of the deck is the Empress. You could have a child. You know, secretly this person does still care for you. You still care for them. There is going to be a conversation. You may aggressively try to turn the ship on the situation. You may say, you know what, I understand why you feel like you're on the fence about, you know, coming into union. I see why you're blocking us coming back together. I need you to understand I regret deeply what's happened. It looks like there's an aggressive conversation you're ready to pursue to try to resolve the situation with your person. All right. Well, let's get you a card of advice. What is the best piece of advice for Cancer placements in this situation? What is it you need to know? What is it you need to hear? Transform worrisome thoughts is your advice. It says, your lesson today is to be aware of anything you're worrying about. What do you do when you're worried? How much power do you lose? And from what body part is that coming from? Your goal is to observe how much worrying affects your health and to counter the stress of the emotion with prayer and positive action. So instead of worrying about the negative, let go of the worry and let it turn into a positive thought of action. All right, Leo. If you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. All right, Leo, what's blocking union with you and your person? Leo. What's blocking union for Leo and their person? Leo, Leo, Leo. All right, so you're in the Seven of Pentacles and the Six of Wands. So you've invested a lot in the situation or circumstance with your person. You're expecting to be acknowledged for that. Your person's in the Empress energy. You could be dealing with a Taurus. Your person is wanting to be taken care of. They want to be nurtured. They want their feelings to be heard or seen. The energy between the two of you is the Three of Swords. Bottom of the deck is the Ace of Cups. So Leo, you're wanting this person to acknowledge or recognize something that maybe you're wanting them to put you on a pedestal because of the time invested. Let's clarify what is Leo in the Seven of Pentacles and the Six of Wands energy when it comes to this person that's blocking union. What is this for Leo's energy? You do want reconciliation because you recognize you've invested a lot and you want long-term commitment. Your person is in the Empress energy. They want to be nurtured. They want to be taken care of. They want to be loved. They are definitely in their feminine energy. There is a blessing. They do see that they maybe do sabotage the reconciliation, or they're blocking union because they're sabotaging it, and they're maybe not committing to you because maybe they're focusing on themselves. With the Empress energy, it's a very self-focused energy. Now, what's blocking union is the Three of Swords. This is either a third party, which could be a new person, or it's an opportunity of overcoming some hurt and disappointment for something that maybe happened. So clarify the Three of Swords for Leo placements, what's between them and their person. Okay, so this person may say, you know what, I am a little bit frustrated. I have observed the way things have been going, and maybe we should just be friends. There's some type of hurt and disappointment this person is not overcoming. So this is potentially reconciliation for a lot of you. And if it's not reconciliation, this new person's blocking you because they have hurt from something from the past that they have not overcome. All right, so let's see what's going to be the likely outcome for Leo and their person. What's going to be the likely outcome? You could be dealing with the Virgo. We've got the Hermit card, the Two of Pentacles, and the Knight of Swords. The bottom of the deck is the Death card. So it looks like this person is kind of going back and forth. They're maybe going within, trying to figure out, do they want to change this or not? Do they want to stay with it? It looks like what's blocking is something hasn't come to an end. I do see there's going to be a conversation, either you're initiating or this person is, about this energy of going back and forth, this kind of inconsistency of something needs to change. And it could be that, you know, either you need to stay single and independent or they want to stay single and independent. There's definitely, with the Death card, something has to transform if union is going to happen, but it's being blocked because something is being illuminated about this isn't as much of a priority, or there's a juggling of some type of hurt and disappointment that's still a remnant piece there. And it could be either from your situation with them or their situation with somebody else from the past. Take it how it resonates. All right, let's get you a card of advice, Leo. What is going to be the best piece of advice? What is the guidance for Leo placements at this time? What is it you need to know? What do you need to hear? What's the advice for Leo? Spend the day with God. It says, today's lesson is a day for you to spend time with God or the universe. Spend a day of silence and in prayer. Imagine that the entire world is a sacred chapel. Every inch of your life is filled with grace and the presence of the divine. Your goal is to visualize yourself in the company of heaven every minute of the day. So this is asking you for you to take a step back and spend some time in silence. You may find some things that are being illuminated to you when you spend some time in introspection. All right, let's move on to Virgo. If you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. All right, those with Virgo placements, what's blocking union for you and your person? Virgo, what's blocking union? Virgo. Virgo. Your energy is the Seven of Wands. Your person's energy, you could be dealing with the Leo, is the Strength card. The energy between the two of you is the Two of Cups. Bottom of the deck is the Nine of Swords. So Virgo, you're very defensive. You're very guarded. You could be pushing this person away, not realizing that you're pushing them away. You're defending your stance about something. Why is the Seven of Wands in Virgo's energy? You're very defensive. You have been teased the idea that this person has changed or that they're transforming, and you're defensive that you don't see that. Your person's in the Strength card, so they're very strong in their virtue and their stance of who they are. You could be dealing with the Leo. Why is the Strength card here? This person is talking about you. They could be lying to other people about really what's going on between the two of you. They're seeking counsel or advice. They're very strong in their opinion. The energy between the two of you is the Two of Cups. You do feel like you do love each other. There's a strong bond. There's a strong soulmate connection. But what's being hidden at the bottom of the deck is the Nine of Swords, clarifying it. So there's some fears and insecurities about some choices and decisions. Why is the Two of Cups here between Virgo and their person? You both want to have a fresh start. You both are being a little bit sneaky about being available to each other because of this doubt or this insecurity. And that's blocking there being a union. What's the likely outcome for Virgo and their person? Three of Cups, the Queen of Cups in reverse, the Moon. Bottom of the deck is the Chariot. Somebody could be trying to spend time with friends, maybe traveling to spend some time in secrecy. I do see the Queen of Cups in reverse, so there's a lack of love, a lack of emotion here. What is this? Okay, so somebody may decide that they're over it and they're deciding to walk away from the situation and not having reconciliation because reconciliation has not been happening. That's what's blocking union, is somebody is not pouring into the situation emotionally anymore. And that is what is blocking any type of reconciliation.